Hi, this is Dr. Bob with Carolina Value Pet Care. Thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to be talking about the risk of fleas and ticks in cats. Today I have with me, with you, and you, my lovely assistant Becky. She's going to be asking questions, and hopefully this will enlighten you about the risk of fleas and ticks in cats.
Dr. Bob, what diseases are associated with fleas and ticks?
So the main diseases we see in cats for fleas are going to be from tapeworms. Tapeworms, they get the tapeworms from actually ingesting the fleas. That's the only way they can. The only other way they can get it is from eating a small mammal. But the bigger problems that we see with cats is because cats have a grooming ritual about them. They are going to swallow a flea when they start grooming themselves, and they consequently are most likely to get tapeworms from those fleas. Ticks, we do see issues with ticks, not to the degree that we typically see in dogs, but yes, we can see some health concerns with ticks in cats as well.
Can my indoor-only cat get fleas and ticks?
Yeah, really good question, because we do get this asked a lot. A lot of people have the perception that, well, my cat never goes outside, he can't get fleas, he can't get ticks. Yeah, very unlikely he would get a tick, but fleas, absolutely, because we can actually be bringing in fleas into the house. If you have other pets, you have a dog, they can be bringing in fleas into the house. So yeah, absolutely. For fleas, yes, they are going to be. We always have to have these expectation that if you have indoor-outdoor pets, that they could actually be a source of bringing in fleas for even to an indoor kitty.
How common are fleas and ticks in cats?
Yeah, also a really good question. Really depends on the time of year, depends on what part of the country you live in. Welcome to North Carolina. We do see fleas and ticks for a significant part of the year. In fact, ticks are potentially a year-round problem in North Carolina, year-round. 12 months out of the year. Doesn't matter, even if it gets extremely cold, yeah, we can still see ticks. Usually I have seen, over the last 40 years of practice, a lot of tick problems that begin in the month of February, right in the dead of winter, and they'll typically continue throughout the year. Now for fleas in this part of the country, we typically don't get fleas outside during the months of usually late December, January, February. Usually by March, sometime in March, maybe early April, the fleas will start to emerge outside. So we do have that small window where we typically don't have flea issues or the potential of pets picking up fleas when they go outside in the months of again, January, February, March. But otherwise, they are a big problem in this part of the country.
Where would my cat get fleas and ticks?
Primarily from going outside. Now, as we've addressed, if you have an exclusively indoor kitty, can they get fleas and ticks? Absolutely, yeah, because again, we can be a source. We can go outside, we could do some gardening, we can go for a hike, so we can actually bring parasites into the house ourselves, and of course, then the cat's going to be a suitable target for them as well. Interesting with fleas, they actually have a preference for dogs first, cats second, and people last. So all things considered, if you happen to bring in any fleas into the house, they're going to actually, yeah, they'll probably hop off you in search of a cat or a dog. And if you don't have dogs, well, your cat's probably going to be the target for your fleas. So that's going to be a potential issue.
Is a short-haired cat more susceptible to getting fleas and ticks?
Yeah, that's a great question too. You would think that just because they have thicker hair that they're going to be less, it's going to be less of an issue. And there can be a little bit of a grain of truth to that. However, fleas you would think they sort of take the path of least resistance. If you got a short-haired cat and a long-haired cat, yeah, it's going to be easier for them to access and get down to the skin in order to suck blood on a short-haired cat, but not exclusively. So yeah, so long-haired cats can be a target for fleas. The frustrating thing about having a long-haired cat, if you're trying to find fleas, you're going to have a much more difficult time trying to find them on a long-haired cat than you would on a short-haired cat. Now, there are flea combs and things of that nature that you can use. Keeping in mind that fleas are going to typically spend most of their time in the back half of the body, over the tail, the back legs, down on the belly or groin area. That's where we're primarily going to be looking. But sometimes fleas They know they can kind of escape the sort of the grooming habit of a cat by getting up close to the neck and head area. So that's also another place to be looking for fleas. But yeah, it just if you've got cats and you have the potential of having a problem, yeah, definitely want to get those cats treated just to be on the safe side.
Can my cat still get fleas and ticks in the winter?
Yeah, I think we addressed that a moment ago, but it still bears worth repeating again. Yes, they can get fleas even during the winter time from other pets that may have it. Or if you had a flea problem, say in your house, through say spring, summer, and autumn. Just so you know, autumn in this area, in this part of North Carolina, and throughout the Piedmont area, the peak season for fleas is autumn. September, October, November are always the worst 3 months for fleas. So if you got any fleas on your pet and you don't adequately get rid of the problem, yeah, the fleas are going to stay in the house all winter long. Now, again, if you got pets, yes, your pets can get fleas even during the winter months. But typically here, we do not see fleas outdoors January, February, March. And so, but again, if for year-round protection, keep your cats and your dogs too on year-round flea medication to make sure that they're not going to have any problems any time of the year.
What factors can increase my cat's risk of getting fleas and ticks?
Yeah, really good question here. So I generally find with kittens and old cats meaning those that are, again, just, not as thrifty as they once were. They don't clean themselves as much. Or of course, those cats that go outside, they're going to be at much greater risk of getting fleas and or ticks. But I often see that if with kittens and with really older cats, they're certainly going to be much more of a risk because the fleas will get on, and typically they don't have sort of the tendency to clean themselves and remove these external parasites called fleas and ticks. So yeah, definitely age can be a factor, and the more time they spend outside, that's going to be a risk as well. All right, thanks guys. So hopefully you learned a couple of things here to improve the quality of your kitty's life, and we look for you on the next video. Thanks.